Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage your host for the 30th Annual Keeper of the Dream Scholarship Awards celebration, Mr. Omar Brownell.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, Golden Grizzlies, family and friends, and happy Dr. King Day to you all. It is my pleasure and privilege to welcome you to the 30th anniversary of the Keeper of the Dream Scholarship Award celebration. To begin today's event, let us welcome the Detroit Youth Choir for their performance of Lift Every Voice and Sing. You may stand if willing and able.
Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring. Ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise high as the listening skies. Let it resound loud as the rolling sea. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Facing the rising sun of our new day begun. Let us march on till victory is won.
Thank you, Detroit Youth Choir, for that wonderful performance of Lift Every Voice and Sing. Once again, we are grateful and pleased to gather here and demonstrate our support and advocacy for Dr. King's dream of equality and interracial understanding. You all may be seated. We are, of course, pleased that so many of you have joined us today, both in person as well as virtually. How many first-time Keeper of the Dream attendees are there today? Where y'all been? This year 30. It's good to see you, though. I'm happy you're here. How many of you are here for a return visit to our celebration? Welcome again. So happy that you joined us. With so many challenges facing our physical and mental well-being, in addition to the social injustices we are challenged with as human beings, to take just a little bit of time out to celebrate the accomplishments of these 7 young adults does something to rejuvenate us, to continue to push us forward. So as it has been for decades, the university's community continues to expand and enhance efforts to maintain a welcoming, inclusive, and culturally diverse campus. We also maintain a strong commitment to engaging students, faculty, and staff of all walks of life, and enrichment activities that support their academic and professional success. For 30 years now, this celebration has recognized students who have excelled in their studies, immersed themselves in campus and broader community activities, and importantly, demonstrated strong leadership in breaking down cultural stereotypes and bringing people together. We will continue that tradition today by presenting 7 honorees with the Keeper of the Dream Award Scholarship. On a daily basis, These students are making positive impacts in many areas of this campus, as well as the broader community. You will have a chance to hear more about their successes later in the program. At this time, I would like to introduce a tremendous supporter of our efforts to create an inclusive campus environment in both policy and practice. She has worked since day one of her tenure to make this goal a prominent focus of our work here on campus. Please help me welcome our president, Dr. Ora Hirsch Peskovitz.
Well, thank you so much, Omar. And I'd like to start by thanking somebody who's also a tremendous supporter of Oakland University and everything that we do here, Representative Brenda Carter, who's also here with us today. Let's give Representative Carter a round of applause. I'd also like to thank the staff of Oakland University Center for Multicultural Initiatives for all that you do to develop our programs and our support services. Thank you for so much of what you do to make today possible. Thank you. You know, your work is essential, and it makes everything that we do to heighten awareness, appreciation, and promotion of cultural diversity and racial diversity possible. And your commitment is to the principles of diversity, equity, and inclusion that are the hallmarks of Dr. King's philosophy. And these are the primary reasons that we honor the many cultural traditions and values that make Oakland University such a warm and welcoming community. And I'd also like to take a moment now to welcome someone who all of you know and who really has set the tone right here for all of us at Oakland University. You know him well. He's an extraordinary leader. He's our Vice President for Student Affairs and our Chief Diversity Officer, Mr. Glenn McIntosh. Please give Glenn a round of applause. Thank you, Glenn. And Glenn also represents members of our DEI Council. Would all the members of the DEI Council now please stand to be recognized? Please stand if you're a member of our DEI Council. Thank you. Each of you makes an important contribution to helping us be a national leader and a model for diversity, equity, and inclusion. And under the leadership of the DEI Council, this year we kicked off an important campus-wide diversity challenge, which invites our entire community to learn more about diversity, equity, and inclusion. And also this year, we created diversity advocates to serve on every single search committee that we have at Oakland University, every time that we hire a new faculty member or a new staff member. And I'm so very proud of all the ways that we are increasing diversity, equity, and inclusion and integrating it into the fabric of everything that we do right here at Oakland University. Now, everyone here in this room, everyone at Oakland University, everyone in our community, and everyone around the world knows that since March of 2020, we have all lived with the constant reminder that each one of us has a vital connection to one another. Why? Because we are simply weary and drained by the pandemic of COVID-19, to the point that inconvenience, exhaustion, and pain have simply worn us out. And yet, in other moments, we have witnessed what we can accomplish when we work together. If we try hard and if we care for one another, we can actually recognize the power of what happens when the broader family of humanity comes together. And it is that spirit of cooperation and common cause that is actually at the heart of what Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s mission and principle is. And it is that spirit that brings us together today at our annual Keeper of the Dream celebration. You know, Keeper of the Dream and the legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. remind us that community bonds are held together by one thing, and that is the power of common values, the values that we all share, the values of compassion, the values of tolerance, and the values of civility. And so what we need to do is to gain strength from each other, and strength to realize that together what we have to do is to face challenges that are at the heart of Dr. King's timeless message. But you know, it's not enough to share in the common values of justice. Each of us needs to support the Oakland University Pledge. And that pledge is that we need to be willing to speak up, to stand strong, and to stand together. And that means, in the spirit of Dr. King, we need to take a stand when it comes to racism, to economic inequities, to environmental exploitation, and to intolerance. Now, you know, this year's Keeper of the Dream students would make Dr. King so incredibly proud, because I'll tell you this, they make me proud, and they make every one of us at Oakland University proud. They embody extraordinary and exceptional leadership qualities, and they have proven that they are breaking down racial and cultural stereotypes. They promote unity, and they play a vital role in fostering a diverse and equitable and inclusive Oakland University campus. Today, the Keeper of the Dream event has been held annually, as you heard from Omar, since 1993. And from the beginning, we have just been so fortunate that we have been supported by incredibly generous sponsors. So now it's my pleasure to tell you who our sponsors are. And on behalf of Oakland University, I want to start by thanking our premier platinum sponsor, our platinum reception sponsor, PNC Bank. Thank you so much to our platinum sponsor. Let's thank that platinum sponsor now. I also want to give a round of applause to our event sponsor, Rocket Companies. Let's give them a round of applause. And now I'm going to ask you to hold applause while I tell you about all our other sponsors. Our African American Celebration Month sponsors, the Oakland University Credit Union and Kathleen Lagaki and Pete Rosenau. Our benefactor sponsors, the Oakland University Alumni Association and Comerica Bank. Our scholarship sponsors, Magna, Flagstar Bank, Odolive, Willis Towers, Watson, Lynn A. McIntosh Memorial Scholarship, Lynn and Leah McIntosh Scholarship, the Marshall Family Scholar Foundation, and Meritor. Our vision sponsors, Comcast NBC Universal, Adient, and the Oakland University Black Alumni Chapter. Our retention scholarship sponsors, PNC Bank, Adient, Meritor, Kathleen Lagaki and Pete Rosenau, the Oakland University Credit Union, the Oakland University Alumni Association, and the Oakland University Black Alumni Chapter. I just want you to know that this event simply would not be possible without the support of such generous and wonderful sponsors. So let's now give a round of applause to all of our sponsors. Thank you for this extraordinary generosity and your commitment to honoring Dr. Martin Luther King's legacy of social justice. And now, please thank you and welcome me back again to the podium, Omar Brownell. Thank you.
Thank you, President Peskovich, for those remarks. At this time, I would like to invite two key supporters of this event to share their thoughts with us. Honorary co-chairs, Rick DeVore, Executive Vice President and Regional President, PNC Bank, and Trina Scott, Chief Diversity Officer for Rock Ventures and the Oakland University Board of Trustees. Please welcome them to the stage.
Thank you, everyone. It's such an honor to be here. Rick told me that it was okay to take off my mask to speak. Dr. Peskovich, I hope that's okay. It's indeed an honor to be here today. It's a great honor to be a part of Oakland University, being an alum and also on the Board of Trustees. Couldn't be more honored to be here for the 30th anniversary of Keeper of the Dream. In 1954, Dr. King declared in a sermon in Detroit at Second Baptist Church entitled Rediscovering Lost Values, he stated that in order to go forward, it is necessary to go backwards. In other words, we must rediscover values that are left behind. Values like just, kindness, honesty, and love. We know that it's more prevalent today than it was in 1954, but we know that it holds true still for us. When we know better, we do better. At Rocket Companies, we are committed to doing well by doing good. We refer to this as for more than profit. In 2020, we made a bold commitment to ensure that we close, as the nation's largest mortgage lender, the racial homeownership gap. More than 53 years ago, when the Fair Housing Act was signed into law, shortly after Dr. King's assassination, homeownership for Black and brown Americans is less than 43% compared to white Americans at 70%. It is important for us to understand the past housing discrimination practices in order to restore trust within Black and brown communities so that homeownership is equitable for everyone. I am proud of the work that we do at Rocket Companies, and as an alumni and a board of trustee, I am proud of OU's commitment to honor Dr. King's legacy by awarding all 7 of these scholars a scholarship who have demonstrated exceptional leadership qualities through all of their involvement on and off campus. Congratulations to all of you. Continue to positively impact the outcome to contribute to a more just, kind, honest, and loving community. Thank you for this opportunity.
Good morning. I just want to add my remarks on behalf of PNC Bank and a former trustee here at Oakland University. I'm proud to be here. As we honored the legacy of Dr. King, it's important to look back, but also to look forward. We've taken a lot of ground, but a lot of ground still to be made. I trust that these 7 recipients are part of the bright future. I find that younger folks are not encumbered by some of the baggage maybe that is held by maybe people from a different generation. They give me hope for the future. Speaking of future, this summer we will be having midterm elections. It's really important that Dr. King's legacy is thought about in the context of our ability to vote and vote with equal access for all. I am proud to work at PNC Bank, a company that has a legacy of helping others. Our organization recently announced a 5-year, $16.8 million grant to Howard University to start a Center for Entrepreneurship, but then also to take that work to the 101 historically black colleges and universities around the country. Until we get equality in financial parity, but also equality in education, we will never really achieve Dr. King's vision. So on behalf of PNC Bank and its employees, congratulations to all 7 recipients, and PNC Bank is honored to be here. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Rick and Trina, for all you do to help mark this important day and to recognize outstanding Oakland University students. It is my pleasure to begin the presentation of the Oakland University 2022 Keeper of the Dream Scholarship Awards. I'll ask President Peskovitz to rejoin me on the stage. Azana Jones, Magna Keeper of the Dream Scholarship. Growing up in rural areas where most of the people didn't look like her, Azana often felt different simply because of the shade of her skin. Now, an honors college student here at Oakland University, Azana is quick to share her opinions and experiences on diversity and race-related topics. She strives to contribute to meaningful and thought-provoking conversations, offering her peers deeper insight into inequalities some students face. Azana's ability to be candid and honest are helping her become an excellent educator. These are also skills she's already shown off as a student teacher at the Lowry Early Childhood Education Center. In her role as a resident assistant in university housing, Azana takes time to ensure that her colleagues not only understand policy, but also that they learn to feel comfortable in their roles. This focus has enabled her to become one of the leaders within the department. A founding member of Youth for Truth, as well as an active participant in Project Big Sister, she focuses on leading Asiatic women professionally and personally through critical mentoring, support, and sisterly counsel. To hear some of Azana's thoughts on being recognized today, please turn your attention to the video screens.
Being a Keeper of the Dream Award winner reminds me that the work that I'm doing towards racial equality is not done, but it has only begun. Like Dr. King once said, our lives begin to end the day we become silent about the things that matter. As a future teacher, working towards racial understanding and equality is important to me. From personal experience, I can attest that having a teacher in a classroom environment that promotes racial equality ensures that students from various walks of life can have the same educational opportunities and experiences as their peers. I have a long list of people who inspire me every day, including the students that I work with at the Lowry Childhood Center, who are so intelligent and have no sense of racial recognition, they just know that each of their friends should be treated equally. My mother, who attended a PWI and faced many setbacks solely because of the color of her skin. My parents, who work endlessly to provide for our family and only make, on average, 65 cents for every dollar earned by their white coworkers. My younger sister, who attends a high school that won't let them express their support for the Black Lives Matter movement. And lastly, my grandparents, who lived to see the I Have a Dream speech and witnessed all of the progress we've made and all that is left to go. This vision can be seen today through Kamala Harris, the first Black vice president, Robert H. Lawrence Jr., the first Black astronaut, Barack Obama, the first Black president, and it can be seen in this room today where people of all races can be in the same room, all in support of the vision Dr. King had 58 years ago. Today, I am most proud to be representing that same vision within university housing, being a light and guide to students of color who need it, no matter what kind of support it is. Every student, no matter the race, deserves to feel seen and heard, and I'm proud to say that I can provide that resource for them. I am extremely grateful to be recognized as a Keeper of the Dream Award recipient.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are pleased to present Azana Jones with the Magnum Keeper of the Dream Scholarship Award. Congratulations again, Azana. Kiara Pepper Cameron, Flagstar Bank, Keeper of the Dream Scholarship. Kiara came to Oakland University with a goal to expand the interracial community on campus, pursue her passion for social change, and to help build her fellow students' confidence. She began her college career in the CORE program, which welcomes students from underrepresented communities to develop the skills and abilities to be successful in college. As a CORE ambassador, Kiara now works closely with students to focus on the impact that they want to make not only on campus, but also in their post-college collegiate careers. She uses this opportunity to ensure that all students feel acknowledged and understood. She encourages them to share their stories and to raise their voices against injustice. As a sophomore, Kiara joined Gamma Phi Beta and currently serves as the sorority's president of public relations. She also works as a student assistant at the Gender and Sexuality Center on campus, aiding and assisting members of the LGBT community. Please listen to Kiara as she shares her reactions to winning this award today.
The acknowledgement that I have and continue to break down racial barriers is motivation to continue doing such important work. In winning this award, I hope it draws attention to the work being done by leaders on campus. Being interracial, I struggle to feel at peace in my skin. It has caused me many moments of confusion and a loss of self as I have tried to navigate which side of the line to stand on. Promoting racial understanding has allowed me to grow to love the skin I was born in and to motivate others to do the same. In this understanding, we can limit microaggressions, prejudice, and hate for those that do not look, speak, or act the same. Like my brother, whose safety I fear for, every moment he walks in the America we live in, breaking down cultural barriers means working to create a world that is safer for him to live in. Dr. King's vision of integration and equality is still relevant today because it has not fully been achieved to the best of our abilities. I think our focus should be taking Dr. King's vision and creating equitable rights for all. The Center for Multicultural Initiatives makes me feel the most proud for the drive and dedication it has to creating a more diverse and inclusive campus. Being a part of the center since 2018 as a core student, I have witnessed firsthand the support the office gives its students to break down racial barriers and work to retain its students in their collegiate and post-grad careers. I am humbled today to receive the Keeper of the Dream Award.
We are pleased to present Kiara Pepper Cameron with the Flagstar Keeper of the Dream Scholarship Award. Congratulations again, Kiara. Isabella Muhad, Auto Leave Keeper of the Dream Scholarship. A Spanish and International Relations major, Isabella is the first member of her family to attend college in the United States. She's using her time on campus to learn from others and to share her story in a way that will make a lasting impact. Isabella has immersed herself in several diversity initiatives. For example, she has been named president of the Hispanic American Leadership Organization. In this position, she plans events and programs to educate, celebrate, and advocate for Hispanic people and culture. As an orientation group leader, Isabella welcomed new students and helped introduce them to Oakland University. Her goal was to ensure that all processes, procedures, and programs were accessible and inclusive. Isabella has also served as an emerging scholar success coach. In that role, she strives to make sure fellow students know about available options and resources to support their success. She is also the vice president of the Model UN Club, where she focuses on expanding her knowledge of global issues and needs. Now listen to Isabella share her thoughts on this day.
I am incredibly grateful to be receiving the Keeper of the Dream Scholarship Award. Having lived near Memphis, Tennessee up until I was 14, I've always been familiar with Dr. King's legacy and work. Being a part of an immigrant household, I'm aware of the difficulties that come with it, whether it means translating for my family members or knowing there was a possibility that we would have to leave the United States. Witnessing the struggles that my parents and members of the Hispanic community have endured has pushed me towards a career in social justice. My parents have inspired me in their actions and dedication to equality and have set an example for me on how others should be treated. My parents have made incredible sacrifices to ensure I had access to as many opportunities as possible. Given the current political climate, Dr. King's vision is just as important today as it has ever been. It is vital that we acknowledge the systemic issues that affect so many communities and face them head on. I am most proud of the work I have done as president of the Hispanic American Leadership Organization here at Oakland University. Through this role, I have been given the opportunity to promote and create greater overall understanding and presence of Hispanic culture. Being recognized today as the Keeper of the Dream recipient is an incredible honor for me and my family.
We are pleased to present Isabella Muhammad with the Auto Leave Keeper of the Dream Scholarship Award. We would also like to wish Isabella happy birthday. Kelly Knight, Willis Towers Watson Keeper of the Dream Scholarship Award. Kelly came to Oakland University looking for students that looked like her, but did not get discouraged when she did not find what she had hoped to. Instead, she became strongly motivated to become a face that made incoming students feel welcome and comfortable. She achieved this goal literally by agreeing to appear on several billboard ads for Oakland University. Kelly became an orientation group leader and later took on a role with Project Upward Bound to help high school students in Pontiac and Oak Park. Although a majority of her meetings were virtual, it didn't stop her from making a lasting impression. Both as an orientation group leader and core ambassador, our honoree made it a priority to show new students that no matter their background, they could become leaders. Kelly is also a resident assistant and works on building relations with her residents to help them feel at home. In her role, she continues to stay focused on improving and encouraging diversity and race relations in OU's community. She will now share her thoughts on Keeper of the Dream.
Winning this award gives me a feeling of accomplishment. It shows me that my efforts on campus mean something to not just myself, but the entire Oakland University community. I hope to inspire other students on campus to make a difference in their communities and to be the change they wish to see. When I graduate from Oakland University, I want to be an adoption social worker and help children of all backgrounds find a loving home. Promoting racial understanding is important because it opens the doors to all future leaders and reassures them that no matter who they are and where they come from, they can be a part of the journey. I try to make an impact on campus not just for myself or my community, but for the younger generations after me. Every day I aspire to be a motivational influence in one's life so that they too can work towards breaking down cultural barriers for generations to come. Equality has been something that has been fought for years, whether it is gender or race related. Dr. King's vision is still relevant today, regardless of it being an awkward conversation that most people are not ready for or refuse to have. I am most proud of my involvement with CMI and my work with Project Upward Bound. With the CMI's core program, I found a home on campus right away, while Project Upward Bound helped me push the narrative of anyone being a leader, no matter their age, background, or limitations. I am overwhelmed today and honored to receive the Keeper of the Dream Scholarship Award.
We are pleased to present Kelly Knight with the Willis Towers Watson Keeper of the Dream Scholarship. Congratulations again, Kelly. Destiny Williams, Lynn A. McIntosh Memorial Keeper of the Dream Scholarship. As a member of the Lansing NAACP and Lansing Black Lives Matter chapter, Destiny is dedicated to advancing social justice. She brings the motivation and experience she has nurtured in those organizations to Oakland University. As a resident assistant in university housing, Destiny goes the extra mile to support residents and to help them be successful in their roles. She is passionate about uplifting and supporting those around her, as well as creating a safe, inclusive learning environment for all students. She offers programs to educate students on underrepresented groups. Destiny also works as a core ambassador and orientation group leader, working closely with freshmen to help them transition to college. She strives to make sure students feel comfortable on campus and tries to prepare them for any situation that may come their way. Our honoree also has roles in Residence Hall Community Council, the Public Relations Student Society of America, and Golden Luxury Majorette Dance Team. Each has helped her better understand and promote the value of diversity. Let's listen to Destiny about her thoughts involving campus and being recognized today.
Winning this award is one of my greatest accomplishments because it represents the positive impact Oakland University has had on me and that the work that I've done to change the campus climate for the better has been recognized. It's very important to me to work towards promoting racial understanding so that the generations after me will be inspired to make a more inclusive community that strives for greater racial equality. I am motivated towards breaking down cultural barriers for my younger brothers because I know that they are coming up in a world where they are judged by the color of their skin and not by the content of their character. And I want to be as much help in changing that reality as possible. Dr. King's vision of equality is still relevant today because he was pivotal in advancing civil rights and inspiring generations of leaders and groups, such as Black Lives Matter, who currently fight to bring justice and peace to Black people all over the world. Working as a resident assistant for the past 2 years has been the most rewarding in the area of diversity and inclusion because I get to make a safe and inclusive environment for students of various backgrounds. I get the opportunity to create a space for my residents to learn about underrepresented groups and their cultures as well. I'm honored today to receive the Keeper of the Dream Scholarship Award.
We are pleased to present Destiny Williams with the Lynn A. McIntosh Memorial Keeper of the Dream Scholarship Award. Congratulations again, Destiny. Markel Williams, the Lynn and Leah McIntosh Keeper of the Dream Scholarship. A member of Oakland University's track and field team, Markel uses every opportunity he finds to address interracial issues and battle stereotypes that he and other students are subjected to. On the team's Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Committee, he helps organize social justice initiatives and educational conversations. He also developed a campaign to ensure that all student athletes register to vote, including international students in their home countries. Athletic department staff unanimously voted to have Markel serve as OU representative on the Horizon League 1HL working group, and he is part of the league's Student Athlete Advisory Committee, which works to bring meaningful change relative to important social issues. Oakland University student athletes, staff, and coaches came together wearing United as One t-shirts that our honoree co-created. He strives to find new opportunities to work with teammates in promoting better understanding of underrepresented and minority community struggles, opportunities such as Check Your Privilege initiative. Markel will now express this work in his own words.
Winning the Keeper of the Dream Scholarship signifies to me that my efforts and beliefs have not gone unnoticed. Winning also demonstrates that I am supported by those who are just as passionate about working to disprove stereotypes, working against social injustice, and promoting unity as much as I am. Improving racial understanding became important when I understood that people were held to a different regard than others who were of a different race and ethnicity than them. Once I had the knowledge to help bring change and educate others, I wanted to be sure that I could help people understand that everyone should be regarded as a human and treated with the same degree of respect and decency as anyone else. The catalyst that encouraged me to continue working against cultural barriers was Frederica Carter, who was my teacher, coach, and served as a sponsor for my class's 5,000 Role Models of Excellence group. Coach Carter always encouraged my classmates and myself to work to improve the world and community after improving oneself, and not to be selfish with our knowledge. Hate and ignorance still exists, and therefore it is still to be met with resistance by implementing equality and equity. The need for enforcement of Dr. King's vision is demonstrated in the workplace, on social media, in day-to-day engagements, and the list goes on. When we upheld the beliefs that Dr. King implemented, then we can effectively resist and therefore drive out hatred and ignorance. I'm most proud of my 1HL United as One initiative and banner signing event. Seeing Oakland University student athletes come together and recite their Pledge of Unity was truly a beautiful thing. Even more empowering than seeing students recite the pledge was seeing students pose questions regarding the pledge and genuinely invest and question how to better help students in the community feel unified. Thank you to all who helped me in my efforts to work against prejudice, racial injustice, and discrimination here on campus. I am forever grateful for receiving the Keeper of the Dream Scholarship Award.
We are pleased to present Markel Williams with the Lynn and Leah McIntosh Scholarship. Congratulations again, Markel. Tanaya Harris, Marshall Family Scholar, Keeper of the Dream Scholarship. Focusing on her studies as a social work major, Tanaya also works to educate others about social injustices, as well as about ways to avoid cultural appropriation, offensive racial slurs, and indifference. She is a member of the e-board of the Association of Black Students on campus and helps give underrepresented students a voice and outlet to be heard. The Black Lives Matter movement has offered her additional opportunities to promote change. In 2021, she was named Vice President of OU's chapter. Our honoree volunteers with the Golden Grizzlies Food Pantry, offering much of her time to help put away donations and manage inventory. More importantly, she focuses on making genuine connections with students and works closely with volunteers to ensure that they fully understand their duties. Tanaya is an official in the intramural sports on campus, a core ambassador with CMI, and member of Feminist OU. In her limited free time, she volunteers at Humble Designs to help provide shelter for the homeless. We will now hear from Tanaya explain what motivates her and how she feels about being recognized for her work.
I am very honored to win the Keeper of the Dream Scholarship Award, especially in light of the exceptional recipients that came before me. The fact that I have been selected for this award lets me know that my presence at Oakland University is recognized for something greater than myself. Taking note of tragic events within the world until today, it is obvious that there are barriers between people. These barriers consist of many factors that prevent us from being able to see past skin color. Many people of color face automatic obstacles which impede us on living life without some form of unresolved issue from our oppressed past. The occurrence of the unresolved issue has been prevalent for centuries to a point where the system is naturally designed to minimize and/or criminalize people of color. It is common for those who are privileged in terms of race to be blind to the continuing occurrence of this or simply choose to ignore it because they are not negatively impacted by it. In weeding out errors within the system in an attempt to resolve these issues, it is imperative that we have allies from those with privilege. This is where the promotion of racial understanding can be vital in hopes of educating those who lack awareness of how racism is rooted within the system in the first place. My inspiration for breaking down cultural barriers derive from the everyday presence of animosity against those who do not conform to cultural norms. Ethnocentrism, which is a biased opinion that suggests that one's culture is more superior to another, is very common amongst people, regardless of race. We must recognize that there are many cultures from various parts of the world, making it impossible for there to be a culture that is more valid than another. I am excited today to receive and be recognized as a Keeper of the Dream Award recipient.
We are pleased today to present Tanaya Harris with the Marshall Family Keeper of the Dream Scholarship Award. Congratulations again, Tanaya. Congratulations again to all of our scholars recipients. They are exceptional in their accomplishments, commitment, and motivation, and clearly deserving of this award. Another round of applause. This year's award honorees would like to share a few thoughts with their sponsors this year. Please turn your attention to the video monitors to hear their message.
Sponsors, thank you for your support of this year's Keeper of the Dream Award recipients.
The consistent help you bring every year for Keeper of the Dream does not go unnoticed.
To all our sponsors, thank you for supporting Oakland University students.
Thank you, AutoLeave.
Lynn and Leah McIntosh Scholarship. Your support is appreciated.
Thank you for your generosity that will allow me to keep going with my fight for equality through my educational career. My gratitude for you all is immense.
Flagstar Bank, thank you.
Thank you, Magna.
Because of you, receiving my bachelor's degree in social work in hopes of progressing on to assisting those in need of advocacy is more attainable.
Marshall Family Scholarship Foundation, thank you.
Lynn A. McIntosh Memorial Scholarship, thank you.
Willis Towers Watson, your support is appreciated.
Thank you to all of today's sponsors.
Without your support, so many students like myself would not have the opportunity to be acknowledged on such a grand and humble scale. It is your help and care that students are seen in the work they do to make our campus a more diverse and inclusive place.
Let us welcome once again the Detroit Youth Choir for a Motown medley performance.
Come on, get up and dance with us and have fun with us. Come on, clap your hands. I never met a girl who makes me feel the way that you do. You're alright. But when I'm asked who makes my dreams real, I said that you do. You're out of sight. Yeah. See that fall from. Look out, baby. See the ground come. So get ready. So get ready. I'm gonna try to make you love you. So get ready. So get ready. 'Cause here I come. Get ready. 'Cause here I come. I'm on my way. Get ready. Here I come. Get ready. Get ready. Get ready. 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 'Cause here we come. Let me tell you now. When I had you to myself, I didn't want you around. Those pretty faces always made you stand out and cry. Then someone picked you from the bunch. One glance was all it took. Now it's much too late for me to take a second look. Oh, baby, give me one more chance. go. Now since I've seen you in his arms, yes I do now. Ooh, baby. Yeah, 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 yeah. Na, 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 na. Mother, there's too many of you crying. Brother, 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 there's far too many of you dying. You know we've got to bring some love in here today. Father, we don't need to escalate. You see, war is not the answer, for only love can conquer hate. You know the way to bring some love in here today. Sister, sister, punish me with brutality. Don't talk to me, so you can see. Oh, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Yeah, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Oh yeah, what's going on? 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 Oh, what's going on?
Excellent job by such wonderful young people. It had me up here trying to control myself. I was trying not to break out in that MJ dance. I was trying not to. We're going to continue on in our program. I have the opportunity now to introduce our keynote speaker for today's celebration. As the star and executive producer of ABC's multi-award nominated sitcom Blackish, host of the ABC game show To Tell the Truth, and the producer of Grownish and Mixedish, Anthony Anderson has also appeared in films including Transformers, The Departed, Me, Myself, and Irene, the Barbershop films, and many others. For his work, he has received 7 consecutive Emmy nominations, 2 Golden Globe nominations, and 3 Critics' Choice nominations. He has won 7 Image Awards and has hosted the annual presentation show for the past 8 years. Anderson is a dedicated community advocate and philanthropist. One example of this is the Anthony Anderson Celebrity Golf Classic, which is in its 4th year of supporting American Diabetes Association, Los Angeles Mission, and Boys and Girls Club of America. He also proudly serves on the Good Plus Foundation, Fatherhood Leadership Council, and was inducted into the class of 2017 Boys and Girls Club of America National Alumni Hall of Fame. Among many other efforts, he has also co-hosted Saving Ourselves, a BET COVID-19 relief effort special to support African Americans impacted by coronavirus. we're thrilled to have someone who is doing such important work, both in his profession and in the commitment to the greater and broader community, speak to us on this very important day. Without further ado, Oakland University, show some love for Mr. Anthony Anderson.
Before I get started, I didn't know we were going to be having interpreters here today. So I've been watching the news lately and realized that some of them are phony. Let's see if he can follow along with me on this. To all the ladies in the place with style and grace, allow me to lace these lyrical douches in your bushes, who rock grooves and make moves with all the mommies. The back of the club sipping Moët is where you find me. Oh, okay. Okay. All right. All right, we got a Biggie fan, all right. Cruising down the street, smoking Indo, sipping on gin and juice, laid back, with my mind on my money and my money on my mind. All right, you passed. You passed. Omar, I just have to correct you on a few things in my introduction. I've been nominated for 11 Emmys. I haven't won any. I'm the Black Susan Lucci. I'm 0 for 11. And I've won 14 NAACP Image Awards. Okay. But you didn't know that. You didn't write that stuff. You just got that stuff from somebody who gave it to you. So I don't blame you, Omar. All right. First off, before I begin, I'd like to say it's an honor and a pleasure to be here in front of you guys today. So let me take a moment to thank the all-powerful Supreme Being who controls each of our fates and destinies. Half of the students here at Oakland University think I mean President Pescovitz. The other half, I think, I mean Dr. Fauci. My lady thinks I mean her. And my mother says I better mean her. I want to thank Omar Brownell for that kind introduction, but he left out a few things. I was also runner-up in the 1997 Mr. Universe competition, a Nobel Prize in Chemistry in 2002, and People's Magazine's Sexiest Man Alive at 51. It's on your newsstands now. You can check that one out. That one is for real. Actually, Omar, you did leave out my performance in Martin Scorsese's The Departed. I don't know, a film that I'm very proud of. But you did leave out of my repertoire Kangaroo Jack. Thank you for doing that. I feel lucky to be here for the 30th annual Keeper of the Dream Scholarship Award celebration. Not only is this important to your university, to today's amazing student recipients, and to honoring the legacy of Dr. King. This is so important to me personally that I did something I never did in college. I prepared. And how exciting is it to be here together in person? Out of force of habit, when I got up this morning, I looked for a Zoom link until I realized, well, damn it, Anthony, you got to get out your sweatpants and put on the suit. You are for real and in person. Now, to prove that I've prepared, I did a pretty deep dive in my research about this great university, and here is what I learned. Your mascot is the Golden Grizzly, which coincidentally, when I was younger, was my nickname. This great school was originally named Michigan State University, Oakland, but changed its name to be more impressive sounding, just like half of my colleagues in show business back in Hollywood. And the school motto is, please forgive me, I went to public school in Compton, so I may butcher this right now, but your school motto is Seguir Virtutu e Conoscenza. I know I didn't say it right, but it's a phrase from Dante's Inferno which means seek virtue and knowledge. This is much different from the motto of all of us on Blackish. Our motto was seek 100 episodes so we can get syndication money. And we got 185 episodes to be exact. Thanks to you. I love this university. You know, it's such a diverse student body. Some Moderna, some Pfizer, a few Johnson & Johnson. I'm looking, but I don't see any ivermectin out there. Thank you for the laughter, I appreciate you. Right there. I'll never forget when I got this call about this day. President Peskovitz called and said, Anthony, on January 17th, we are honoring 7 recipients of our Keeper of the Dream scholarships. The students wanted the keynote speaker to be a Los Angeles legend, a role model, a man who has given too much of himself to others, a star who was at the top of his craft, a living example of virtues Dr. King hoped all Americans would have. But Will Smith and LeBron James are busy, so can you come and do it for us? I was so thrilled to get the invite. The only person who ever said yes quicker was Pete Davidson when Kim Kardashian asked if he wanted to go out on a date. So here I am to help celebrate this year's scholarship winners. Azana, Kiara, Isabella, Kelly, Markeel, Destiny, Tanaya. Congratulations. And I'm here to mark a milestone, 30 years of winners of an award named after Dr. Martin Luther King, Jr. What an honor and what a responsibility. Not only are you following in the footsteps of past winners who have done everything from helping immigrants to pioneering the Black Lives Matter movement, but from this day forward, you're forever linked to the legacy of a civil rights leader who is truly one of America's secular saints. That makes talking with you today a little intimidating. So let's get to know each other. Let me lead with 3 facts about me so you know exactly what you're getting today. First, I am an actor who has been blessed to be in a sitcom for the last 8 seasons, has not only portrayed a very real black family in a way that was much needed on television, but one that has never been afraid to deal with the very real challenges that black families face in America today. Fact number 2, I recently had COVID, which puts me in a not very small club. I immediately called a doctor the minute I had my first symptom. Her name was Dr. Rainbow Johnson. Then Tracy Ellis Ross said, Anthony, I just play a doctor on TV. You better call a real one. Nothing better than having a TV wife look at you the same way a real wife does, especially when you do something stupid. The good news is, thanks to my doctors, I am fully recovered. As a backup, thank you. Thank you. I advise all of you guys who took a picture with me and shook my hand, get tested immediately after the show. Fact number 3. I'm not just the son of Doris Bowman, I am the son of Compton. I was raised there. I grew up there, and in many ways, I never left. It isn't just a marker on a map, it's an identity stamped in my DNA and a place carried in my heart. True, I may have a different area code now, but my heart and my roots are in Compton. And it's because of my connection to my community that the words of Dr. King have a special meaning for me. They hit home. Dr. King was a leader a Nobel Peace Prize recipient. He was on the cover of every magazine. He could have traveled the world in luxury, speaking to sold-out venues. Instead, he chose to live a humble life, traveling from city to city to march so that one day others could travel in buses and trains that weren't marked whites only. He preached, "I choose to identify with the underprivileged. I choose to give my life for the hungry. I choose to give my life for those who have been left out of the sunlight of opportunity." What was Dr. King telling us? In short, it's about doing something for others. I thought about that as I was wrestling with what I might share with you today, which leads me to the one thing all keynote speakers at a ceremony like this are asked to do, and that is to give advice. Truth is, the 7 recipients of these scholarships are so talented and selfless and brilliant, they could give me some advice. Nevertheless, I decided to share just 3 bits of advice that can help all of you now and in the future. First, you're all going to be very successful, clearly, which means people will gravitate towards you. And when they do, and you're out to dinner with them, don't always reach for the check. I want you to have that little stutter as you reach for your wallet so that they get to it before you do. Second, if you do get to your wallet first, ask the waiter if they accept Bitcoin. All right? Because that will get you out of paying for that check. And third, this one is really the one actual piece of advice that matters. Find your North Star. Someone whose life has meaning, who blazed a path that can make your journey and the challenges you will face easier to overcome. Better yet, find a few of them. There's so many giants on whose shoulders you can stand, and 4 of them, all goats, are connected in a way to this birthday weekend. We'll start with someone who marched with Dr. King, someone we lost last week at the age of 90, Sir Sidney Poitier. Mr. Poitier was an extraordinary actor who brought to life unforgettable characters and made truly iconic, some incredible roles, from John Prentice and Guess Who's Coming to Dinner, to Nelson Mandela himself in Mandela and de Klerk. But he was something else. He was remarkably kind. Some people kiss up and kick down. Well, Sidney Poitier never did that. He reached down and gave people a hand to hold on to on their way up. There was an entire generation of artists, entertainers, and leaders in America who loved him as much for what he did when no one was looking as they did for when he represented when the cameras were on. Sidney Poitier was a mentor. He was a guide. He was a giver of his time. His advice, his empathy. Everyone from Oprah Winfrey to Denzel Washington remembered moments before they were famous, before they made it, when Sidney Poitier took them aside and helped them act, helped them find an agent, helped them prepare, helped them find that first and most elusive sense of belonging, helped them find themselves. A few years ago, someone asked him why, when surely this man could have called it a day and said, "Hey, I gave at the proverbial office. Why go out of my way for those up-and-coming artists? And Sidney Poitier said that when he was 20, a 20-year-old immigrant from the Bahamas doing dishes and waiting tables in a New York hotel restaurant, using his shift breaks, trying to teach himself to read so he could go to auditions. A little elderly Jewish waiter noticed him. The man noticed Sidney was struggling, and every day for a year, that man sat down and helped him read, word by word, line by line, page by page. So Sidney Poitier decided that when he made it as an actor, he had a responsibility to do for others what that old minimum wage waiter had done for him. Just be there to do something for somebody. Talent and hard work made Sidney Poitier a great artist. Empathy and selflessness made him a great person. One of the movies he's made was To Sir with Love. To Sir Sidney, love and respect. Someone else forever tied to this day knew something about greatness. In fact, he proclaimed it to the world. I am the greatest. In Louisville, Kentucky, on January 17, 1942, a child was born in a tiny house without electricity or running water. His parents named him Cassius Clay. The world would forever know him as Muhammad Ali, and he would have been 80 years old today. Man, we could all learn a lot from Muhammad Ali. And I don't just mean how to throw a punch or how to take one, or fight for fans of his epic battle with George Foreman, even how to rope a dope. Ali was confident, even brash. He knew his value, and America needed that. Young black men needed that. They needed to see someone who was unapologetically, unequivocally black and proud, and yes, defiant at a time when there was a lot to be defiant of in a society that was just starting to wrestle with the issues of equity and justice. They needed that. We need that now. And man, did it take guts. Ali was someone who, at the height of tensions over civil rights, at a time when cities were burning and leaders were being assassinated, from Kennedy to Malcolm X to Dr. King, at a time when Ali's patriotism and his character were being questioned, in a moment when everything from the name he chose to the religion that he converted to were controversial, he didn't back down. Far from it. He said, and I loved the unapologetic fearlessness of these words, I am America, only I'm the part you won't recognize. But get used to me, black, confident, cocky. My name, not yours. My religion, not yours. My goals, my own. Get used to me. Ali wasn't great solely because of what he accomplished in the ring, but because he was willing to sacrifice every bit of it for what he believed was right. He was the Colin Kaepernick of his era, a man for all seasons and all time, a conscientious objector who, in the act of civil obedience, refused to register for the draft in Vietnam, And as a result, he was stripped of his heavyweight championship. He lost 3 years of boxing at the peak and pinnacle of his powers. He risked going to jail for 5 years and only stayed out of prison because he took his case all the way to the Supreme Court and won. Yes, Muhammad Ali could talk the talk, but so much more importantly, he walked the walk of conscience, and he was unafraid to walk it alone. Remember that always. Be brave. And if Muhammad Ali was a heavyweight who in every way taught us to be courageous, there's another birthday this weekend of someone who lightened our burden with laughter and taught us how to be caring. Like Sidney Poitier, we just bid her goodbye. She was born January 17th, 1922, and would have turned 100 today. Her name is Betty White. Look to Betty White's life as one of joy, of giving the gift of laughter. She could teach us all about perspective, that we should take the causes we believe in seriously while never taking ourselves too seriously. She stood just a couple of inches above 5 feet, but she was larger than life. She didn't worry about her image. She focused on her reality. And she gave about as good a piece of advice as I've ever heard. And it simply was, you don't luck into integrity. You work at it. Sidney Poitier, practice empathy. Muhammad Ali, be brave. Betty White, be a person of integrity. Those are 3 lessons we could each do well to live by. And all 3 of these lessons were lived out loud by the brightest and most brilliant of North Stars that ever lit up the night. The humanitarian for whom these scholarships are named, Dr. Martin Luther King, Jr. Now, if you ever felt intimidated by the powerful forces out there and the established order, remember that Dr. King was just 25 when he started preaching at the Dexter Avenue Baptist Church. 27 when he led his first marches against Jim Crow. 33 when he wrote the famous letter from a Birmingham jail. 34 when he delivered the I Have a Dream speech from the steps of the Lincoln Memorial. And 35 when the world recognized him with the Nobel Peace Prize. When people tell you to wait your turn, remember what Dr. King said. The time is always right to do what is right. And let's not forget how he defined the right thing to do. He said, an individual has not started living until he can rise above the narrow confines of his individualistic concerns to the broader concerns of all humanity. Let's all start living that way. Now, I'm going to let you in on a little secret that's kind of liberating. When you grow up with idols, you shoot for the top, right? Right? You grow up in a land and you love basketball. You dream of being Magic, Kobe, or LeBron. Most people don't grow up dreaming and wanting to be Swaggy P. Some of y'all may not get that. That's the thing with idols. It's good to aim high. Then at some point, you realize you're not 6'7" with a great jump shot, and you're not bound for the NBA. You're not even bound for the G League. Real life is a little bit like that too. None of us are expected to be Dr. King or Sidney Poitier or Muhammad Ali or Betty White. But every single day, each of us can do a bite-sized version of something important. Dr. King liked to say that everybody can be great because anybody can serve. He said, life's most persistent and urgent question is, what are you going to do for others? And guess what? In all of my adventures in school, in acting, in business, and life, through highs and lows, every little lesson I've learned can be compressed into 2 words. 2 words that might surprise you. Be kind. Kind is the right thing to do. People often ask themselves, can I succeed and still be a nice person? But I can tell you that everything I've seen and everything I see every day tells me to really succeed in the workplace, being kind isn't just a competitive advantage, it's a requirement. I don't mean what sometimes masquerades as kindness, which is swallowing hard truths instead of speaking them. That's actually unkind. Real kindness demands honesty. Betty White and Sidney Poitier never hesitated to voice their truth as they saw it. And I'm not talking about snuffing out your competitive fire or downsizing your dreams. The most aggressively kind people I've ever met are people whose ambitions are limitless and who don't accept the word defeat in anything, anytime. Muhammad Ali and Dr. King were no shrinking violets. I'm talking about real kindness. Kindness works, but kindness is work. Every time you hear someone is in trouble, a bad break, a bad breakup, a bad career turn, no matter what it is, no matter what else is happening, pick up the phone and reach out at a time when they need it most. Just call to say, it's going to be okay. And in those challenging times, when so many people we know and care about have mental challenges, that act of kindness can mean so much. You all are going to have ups and downs, highs and lows. You'll always appreciate the people who shared in the good times, but you'll never forget the ones who reached out at the bad times. You'll walk through fire for the people who were there for you when it was tough, and I promise you, it's a lot shorter list. Be kind and expect nothing in return. But know this, I've always found that paying it forward always gets paid back. And there's a corollary to that lesson. I think the scientific terminology is don't be a jerk. Being a jerk doesn't wear well because it wears everyone else out. You can rule by fear. In Hollywood, we call those people movie studio executives. But for most of us, you won't rule that way for long. Little things become big things. You know what kindness is? It's sending a thank you when someone gives you advice. Or in the case of today's recipients, each of them taking the time to thank the people who helped them along their path to this incredible honor. It's being on time for a meeting because you value everyone else's time, and you don't want that to be the reason someone else didn't get to tuck their kid in at night. Sure, those are little things, but often they are the biggest things of all. Kindness works, but it is also work. It's one form of energy that's definitely not renewable on its own. You have to work at it every day. Now, it'd be nice if one of you here today was the next Dr. King. Lord knows we could use it. And some of you are already walking in his path. But all of you, all of us, can find just a little bit of that magic and majesty of the human spirit that Dr. King summoned and surfaced over and over again and again. Be kind. Be committed to the dignity of the people around you and to the people you may never even meet. But it doesn't just happen. It isn't self-fulfilling. Work at it as an individual to give someone a hand up when they need it. Lift as you climb. Work at it as a citizen to stand up for the fundamental decency and basic bargain in America that says if we're going to have a democracy where every voice matters, then in the year 2022, we shouldn't still be fighting so everyone gets a vote and every vote gets counted. "30 years from now, people may not remember what brought any of us in this room together for today. But I hope you'll remember this. If you ever have a moment of uncertainty, or a moment of testing, or just a moment to take a breath and look up from your phone and really see the people around you, you'll never go wrong trying to live by this mantra. Above all else, be kind. Be kind, Oakland University, keepers of the dream recipients. On Dr. King's birthday and every day, go show the world that kindness counts and empathy works. Congratulations to all of you, and thank you for your time today.
Thank you, Anthony Anderson, for those wonderful remarks. Be kind is a mantra that we can all take to heart and practice in our everyday affairs. So thank you once again. Show your Golden Grizzly love for Mr. Anthony Anderson. Anthony, on behalf of the students, faculty, and staff of Oakland University, we are deeply grateful for your time with us today. I would like to thank everyone for supporting this historic Keeper of the Dream Scholarship Award through your presence here today. Your scholarship gifts and all that you do to continue the journey that Dr. King began so many years ago. This has been a long journey for us to get to this place on this day. All of the things that we are faced with, we didn't know if it would happen or not. And I want to especially thank the committee members for all of the work that they put in making this day possible. Our scholarship committee, our event committee, our honorary host committee, and our honorary event co-chairs. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. I also would like to thank those who assisted in this day, the Oakland University IT staff. I'd also like to thank the members of the O-Arena for allowing us to be in this space. Chartwells, the Recwell, Sound Planning, ESI Global, the Detroit Youth Choir, and to my staff in the CMI office, I certainly appreciate all the work that you have helped to make this day possible. To everyone involved, one more round of applause. It has been an honor for me to continue to be a part of this event and its ever-growing legacy. I'd like to thank you. Be safe, be well, and please enjoy the rest of your Dr. King holiday. Thank you all.
And to the young lady in the choir who tripped, I saw it, nobody saw it, I ain't gonna admit you. And also to that same lady who tripped, ain't nobody saw that you messed up the words and lift every voice and sing too. I know, I was right there with you. I forget those words too. You know who you are.